things to you. Hey, everybody. Hi, I'm so excited to see everybody. Carolyn Williams here with Money Reverse. Did everybody, let me first talk to you and say, and ask the question, have you ever heard of National 401k Day? Who has heard of National 401k Day? If you've never heard of National 401k Day, say, I've never heard of that before you, Carolyn. And if you have heard of National 401k Day, just say, yeah, I've heard of it before. Even if you've heard me speak of it in previous years, because I did, I do share about National 401k Day and all of those little holidays associated with money. I do share that. So just let me know. I'm just curious if you've ever heard of it. Oh, I see somebody say never. Yeah. You say, you've never heard of that. I get it. I completely get it. Now, I'm going to tell you that National 401k Day, it's one of those holidays that was made up and no harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. I appreciate them doing this. This was actually a holiday that was started in 1996. And it was started by an organization called the Profit Sharing and 401k Council of America. So there's people out there that have, specifically their job is to help us to understand about participating in profit share 401k, participating in retirement savings. And they call them plans, retirement savings plans. We call it a 401k. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that, but they're called retirement savings plans and qualified plans. Hi, everybody. I still see everybody saying hi to me. Hello. I'm so excited to see you. I'm just so excited to see you guys. It is just such an honor for you to show up just to listen to what I say. Hallelujah. But it is important. It is so important that we understand what's out there and available for us in terms of money and resources for consumers. And the information changes a lot, and there's so much of it, and there's just not a lot of teaching on it. And that this information, a lot of times it's available for free. That's why I give it away for free, because I just want to feed you information so that you can leave every time you're in a teaching gig from Carolyn Williams. Then I want you to say, I'm going to leave here and I'm going to go do something different. So if you can commit to doing that, to say, yes, if that's you, just put some hearts out there, because that's what I pray for, is that every time I teach, you leave the teaching and you say, I'm going to go do something different, so that my finances can align to what's best for my family, and more importantly, who the word says we are financially. And for that to happen, we've got to do things differently. So if you're committing to that, just say, yes, I want to do things differently after I leave the teaching, even if it's not today. This is on a video, so you can watch this. You can watch this again and again. That's why I love doing it live and doing it on a video, and share it with everybody else. If you think this is something that individuals on your timeline would appreciate, can you share this out? Can you share this out? Good. So again, National 401k Day, I'm going to give you a teaching. The whole reason that this organization started this holiday is to be that point in time every year where we all go and just do a little bit of a checkup. A little bit of a checkup. This is where I want you to be aware. If you are in a retirement savings plan, if you're in a retirement savings plan now, can you say, I'm in? If you're not in a retirement savings plan, say, I'm not in. I'm not in. You know what? I'm going to actually give you a survey at the end of this teaching, because I want to know more about you so that I can share. It's going to be an anonymous survey, and I'm going to ask you that question again. If you're in one, and if you are, what percentage? I'm going to show you some information from a study that was done of men and women of different ages and different ethnic groups about how they're participating. But I want to know how people that follow Money Reverse is doing so that I can structure the teachings in a way that best fits my audience. So let me tell you some things that we need to do on National 401k Day. Number one, do just like you just did. If you're in, say I'm in. And if I'm in it to win it. So thank you for posting. I see several of you say I'm in. So my husband's in, but I'm not in. Okay, got it. That's okay. I want you to know where your status is on National 401k Day. Now, let me tell you an interesting point about National 401k Day. It's a different day every year because it is always it's the Friday after Labor Day. We always have Labor Day on the first Monday in September. So the Friday after that, the first Friday in September, is National 401k Day. So the first week of September, we start the week with work, with labor, and we end the week with retirement. That's the thought pattern. So I always want you, when you see Labor Day, I want you to think National 401k Day is the Friday after Labor Day. We're going to start the week with work, and then we're going to end the week with retirement. So what I want you to do on National 401k Day, know your status and see if your status is the status that you want to be. If you say, I'm not in, I really don't have a lot of information about it. I just started my corporate job and they're offering something, but I have no idea what this is, because nobody teaches you what it is. They just say you can get in it. So, if you need more teaching about what this is, then put in here to say, I need more teaching about what this is. Again, I'm trying to tailor some things that fit us. I want you to look at your returns. First of all, I want you to know how to go to your plan. There's a website. Just about everything is on a portal. So get with your company and you find the website and the ID and password and you sign on and you look at your plan. If you only look at it one time a year, let's make that National 401k Day or that week. As a matter of fact, it could be something that you do on Labor Day weekend. So look at your plan. First of all, make sure you got the sign in and password. Go look at it. Understand what the screens look like. Look at what your returns are. How much money has your plan made? Or is it losing money? Because all of these plans are invested in the stock market. So I want you to know what's going on in it. I want you to look at how much money you're putting in. Are you putting in the amount that you should be putting in right now? An amount that fits you. I'm going to challenge you to say every year, take the amount that you're putting in up at least 1%. Take the amount that you're putting in to your retirement savings plan up just 1% at a minimum. I did that every year. And I'm going to tell you, just in my retirement savings plan alone, it was over $1 million in, I don't know, I need to think back and see how many years it was, but my retirement savings plan was over $1 million. Just from that, just not even me doing anything. I didn't start a business. I didn't have to pray for the Lord to drop down money bags. It's just knowing what investments to put it in and doing it for a long time. So I want you, as you get older, I want you to get more aggressive about planning for the day in which you're going to walk away from the workforce. So I want you to also, at National 401k Day, that time, I want you to think about your retirement goals. I need you to review them, revise them, confirm them. Just make sure that what you said you want to do is actually what you want to do, because things change. Things change for the better, things change for the worse. My company laid me off my job in 2015. It was something I was not expecting. I walked into work that day and I was walked out like a criminal. Now, there were 499 other people that were treated like that day. So don't think anybody, nobody had no problem with the company. I didn't have no problem with them. I say, can I leave now? Now? You mean I can leave right now? So I did. I left my job. That changed things for me. It really helped me to see, Carolyn, why are you working like this? Why don't you go and spend the time doing what God has called you to do? And the Lord has called me to teach people what his word says about money and to teach practically how to do that. And I had not thought about that. I saw what I was doing as a ministry. I would get invited to churches to speak at churches and to speak at conferences. And I was doing a few things online, but not very much. But when that happened, boom, everything changed. It's like the Lord just washed my eyes so I could see the vision that he had for me. I couldn't see it before. And so I really had to really rethink. So every year at this time, I want you to look at your retirement goals and I want you to review them, confirm them, change them, know where you're going. You don't get in a car and drive and not know where you're going. You don't. And many times you have a GPS that's telling you exactly how to get there. So your retirement planning for that day when you walk away from the workforce, it should be just like that. Got it? Now, if you say, you know, I always had questions on how this thing works. I had questions on how my plan works. I had questions on how much money I should save. I really don't know enough about this. This is the time to get answers to questions. You know, if it's around 401k day, I'm going to be posting something on Money Reverse every year around this time. All you got to do is come out and look at my post and just start posting questions in my post. When I say National 401k Day is coming, and I start putting stuff out there and putting videos out there on the slide, just go out there and say, this is my chance to get my questions answered. Carolyn, I got a question on this. And if it's something I can answer in the broad open space where everybody can enjoy it, trust me, I will. I will, definitely. I'm honored that you would ask. And so now the most important thing I'm going to tell you is that if everything I've said to this point makes no sense to you, you're not involved in a 401 retirement savings at all. You don't even know what I'm talking about. This is where you say, I'm going to learn something about this. And if you know about it and you haven't gotten in, say, this is when I'm going to get in. I'm going to get in the game. I can only start small because starting small and doing it consistently will bring big results. I'm positive of that. So that's what I want you to do. So that's a little bit of information about National 401k Day. Now, what I'm going to do is also share a little bit with you about three key things that I want you to know about retirement savings planning, retirement savings. There's three key things that I want you to know, and I'm going to share right now. Let me share some information on the screen with you. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. If you guys see a blue screen from me, just say blue screen. Okay. The first thing I want to do is to just do a little bit of a disclaimer. You know, it's very interesting about when you share about money, there's a lot of rules that you need to follow. So the information provided here today is for educational purposes only. Any market information that I share is purely commentary and should not be construed as investment advice, nor should the information be construed as a solicitation to buy or sell any securities of any kind. Now, for National 401k Day, three key things that everybody should know about retirement savings planning. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up a little bit of that and just turn my camera back on because I want you to know that I'm talking to you. You're not just listening to a screen with a voice behind it. I'm here. This is not a live. If you're watching this on the replay, it's a video, but I'm here live. You can ask me questions if you're here right now. Now, number one thing that I want everybody to know is there are many options that you can use to save for your retirement. You know, it's National 401k Day is the day of how it's been coined because that's the most popular of the savings plan. And a 401k, let me tell you, I'm going to tell you about several different ways that you can save for retirement, save for your retirement. And each of these are plans that were developed so that, and the numbers here, they're a part of the IRS tax code. This is the area of the IRS tax code that talks about the deductions that you get from this. Um, that's how these names came about. They weren't just trying to confuse you. The 401k, this is the most popular because it's used by the private sector. Companies, any company that is just a part of the private sector, any ABC, XYZ company. And with this plan, this is where you take a part, either all of these plans, you take a part of the money that you are making as a part of your paycheck. You direct your employer to say, just take out a portion of that, a percent of that. It could be 1%, 2%, 3%, 10%, and just move that over to an account that's saving for me. So, and when you do that, then they have investment options. They've set up this plan for you. It's just a framework. It's an empty shell. It doesn't activate until you say, I want to save for my retirement. Now, a lot of companies have opt-in where you don't have to opt in. They just auto enroll is what it's called. I'm sorry, where they just automatically put you in. And I'm glad that they started doing that because a lot of people didn't know what this was. And it used to be the only way you could get started is that you would have to say, go and take part of my paycheck and put it over in this savings plan, and it is for my retirement. And because it is for my retirement, I'm not going to pay any taxes on this until I get it out. And if I'm going to retire 30, 40 years from now, then that money can grow over there tax-free. And when I pull it out, then I'll pay taxes on it. That's what happens. So you lower your tax liability. So let's take a look at them. 401k, that's for the average company, XYZ, ABC company, the private sector employees. If you're a teacher or an educator, a medical professional, doctors, nurses, there's our religious organizations, there's a 403b that's out there that's available for you. And so, and you don't have to know that which one you get in. Whoever is helping you to sponsor the plan for you, they'll let you know what they have. But when you hear these other terms, I want you to know they're the same thing. It's just that there's different parts of the tax code for different type of professional entities. So a 403b is for schools. If you are a federal employee or part of the uniformed services, part of the Army, Navy, Marines, that's the TSP plan, thrift savings plan. If you're an individual and you say, I'm not working for a company that's sponsoring, I have my own business, or you're a part of a small business and that small business makes this something available for you. And many times it's an IRA. I have multiple IRAs that I started on my own in addition to having a 401k. And if you want to know why I did that, tell me why. Say, Carol, I want to know why you did that. But an IRA, that's an individual retirement account. And so small business owners, if you're self-employed, and also if you're a spouse, if you're married and your wife is working in a private sector or in any of these others, but you are a stay-at-home mom and dad, if you're a dad, you stay-at-home dad, stay-at-home mom, you can also have a spousal IRA so that everybody's not left out. There's so many ways that you can save. And then there's another plan I want to tell you about because I want all of us to inspire to get here, but be very careful. It's a 457. And this is a deferred comp retirement plan. This one doesn't have all of the protection that all of the others have, but this is where if you're working on a job and you just want to not have all of the income come to you right now, then you say, can you just defer that compensation? I know, company, you're paying me, $2 million a year, but I don't want to get $2 million right now because I got plenty. But I'll tell you when I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that money when I retire, because if I don't get that money right now, I don't pay taxes on that money right now. So you say, I'm just going to defer a part of my earnings until a later date. Now, when I said this 457 plan, and I want all of us to aspire to do that, where you have such abundance that you don't need all the money that's coming to you right now. And you have the wherewithal and you have the vision to say, I'm going to set that money aside for a later date for myself and for my family. If that's what you want, can you just say, I'm there. Just say, I want to be there. And so I want you to aspire to be there, because what that tells me is that you're thinking ahead. You're thinking positively about where you're retired, about tomorrow. Because with money, a lot of times if we get into a poverty mindset, we start to think money is to be spent and enjoyed, and you're spending it and you're enjoying it right now. You're spending it, giving it away, and just having a good time, party, no plans. That's a very short-sighted mindset. And that's what we see with a lot of people that are in poverty. So you don't have to be in poverty to have a mindset like that. So when you start to think long-term, that tells me that you got a mature financial mindset. If you're here right now, whether you're watching this live or on the replay, you have a mature financial mindset. Now, all of these plans are qualified plans, which means they are protected. They are protected. The company has a responsibility to report. They have to pay insurance. They have to report to ERISA. And ERISA, if you need any more about that, I'll tell you later. I'm not going to go into that. I could go so deep in this, but I'm not. They have to report. There's guidelines that they have to have. Remember Enron, when the company went under, they took the retirement savings plans of all those people under. After that, there were so many things set up so that that wouldn't happen. And one of them is Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation. Even if that company goes under, your pension and your 401k is guaranteed by an insurance organization that was created after the Enron and WorldCom fiascos, in which those companies just went under and took all of their employees' retirement with them, because they were saying that they were saving for their employees, that they were investing, but they really weren't. Now, if you have any questions in the meantime, type them in the comments and I will get to your questions at a later time. So number one, there's many options for you to save. If you say, I'm not with the company that's offering a plan, there's an option for you too. My spouse is in a plan, but I'm not, there's options for you too. So there's options. If you want to do this, let's figure out how you do it. Okay, that's number one. Number two, there's 3 key things that I want you to know about retirement savings plans. And this is in honor of National 401k Day. Number 2, contributions. You go first and you will be matched. Now there's a little disclaimer here. Contributions. A contribution is how much money you're putting in your retirement savings. The key thing is that you have to go first. You have to start it. Part of the difference between all of these are contributory plans, a 401k, 403b, IRA, Roth, or traditional 457, all of these TSP plan. These are all contributory plans, which means you have to make contributions. And many companies will match you. It's not a rule and it's not a law, but a benefit of working for the company is that many will match you up to a certain amount. So in a sense, you put money in for your retirement, they will put money in for your retirement. You put more, they will put more. So that's not a rule, but it is something that's very common. That's one of the benefits that the company gives you for working for them. But I'm going to tell you, you have to go first. You have to say, I am going to take some of my money that I am earning and I am going to put it aside for that later day in which I walk away from the workforce. You must initiate it, and just know that every bit of money that you put over there, you don't have to pay taxes on it. So your tax liability goes down. Your tax liability goes down. So with that, you go first and you'll be matched. That's point number 2, free money, free money. That's nice. I don't know anybody else that if I put money in my savings account, they'll put money in my savings account. If you'll do that for me, can you say, Carolyn, I'll do that for you? I don't think anybody will. So VAs, don't look for that comment. I don't think it's going to be there. But anyway, you go first. You start it. You say, I'm going to take funds that I could use and I'm going to set them aside for that day in which I walk away from the workforce on purpose. And you'll get some free money given to you. And then the third key thing that I want you to know about retirement savings plans is that you can get started anytime. It's all through an online portal. You can say it's National 401k Day and I'm not in, but I didn't get in when they made the offer to me. You can get in anytime and you can change your elections at any time. Again, the key thing is to find out what plan you're in, find out the web address, get the ID and password, and start looking at it. Go to your employer. First of all, go to your employer and make sure that you're eligible. Most employers allow you to start in your retirement savings plan on, on the day that you start. Depends on the job, but sometimes they say you need to work a year or you need to work 3 months. Each company has a different eligibility. It just depends on how they set it up. So get with your employer. They probably have this online in a portal, and just figure out what your eligibility is. If you're eligible, ask, how do you get started? And so they are probably going to say, go and fill out this form. And basically you authorize us to take out X amount of dollars from your paycheck and put it in the retirement savings plan. Now, I'm going to say, even if you don't know a lot about it, just get started. Just get started, baby. Just get started. Just get started. I had someone talk to me. I had a client. No, this wasn't a client. They needed to be a client. And they said, oh, I don't know enough about this. Can you teach me about this? I said, baby, just go get started. And when you get $10,000 set aside, then you come and talk to me. But do not think you have to learn a whole lot about investing, about any of this. This is a plan that has the structure of your company and that's guaranteed by ERISA and our federal government. There's very little, if any, risk here. Just do it. Just start it. And then learn as you go. Learn as you go. You do not think you need to take a class to get started. As a matter of fact, if anybody is going to take this information and get started now, if you're not in and need to get started, just say, I'm going to get started. Because when you type that in the comments, basically, we're going to look at your comments and we're going to hold you accountable. As a matter of fact, I'm going to reach back to you in probably a couple of weeks and ask if you got started. So if you want me to hold you accountable, just say, I'm going to get started. Put it in the comments. And you can do that whether you're watching this on the replay or not. Just get started. Just get started. Learn as you go. I promise you I'll teach you more stuff. Tell me if you want to learn more. I promise you I'll teach you more right here. Because the reason is that this is a key component to financial freedom later in life. If you think that Social Security is going to sustain you, if you think that any of the government programs are going to sustain you later in life, then I think you're gravely misguided. You're misguided. You have got to do this. I'm going to tell you, it used to be that a pension plan was when a company said, I'm going to take care of you when you walk away from the workforce. You worked for me for 25 years and we got you covered. We're going to put money into a savings account for you. We're going to invest it for you. And on that day, when you walk away from the workforce, we have money set aside for you. That was called a pension plan, and you had to do nothing. Those went away. I'm going to say started about 20 years ago, and they moved to the contributory plans. And with the contributory plan, you have to initiate it. And even if it's auto enroll, because so many people were not initiating it and not having any money when they walk away from the workforce, we started auto enrolling. A lot of companies just started putting people in, whether they knew it or not. And all of a sudden you just got this money coming out of your account. You didn't even ask for it to happen. Thank God for that. Thank God for auto enroll. But this is a key component. You've got to do this. Nobody is going to take care of you after you walk away from the workforce. There's no program, no government programs that's set up that's going to adequately take care of you. You'll get something. You'll get something, but it's not going to be enough, I promise you. And I think those programs are pushing the date out more and more. Normal retirement age will probably be 99 by the time, our kids get ready to retire, our grandkids. So get started now. Now, let me tell you a little bit about a survey that I looked at from Plan Sponsor. It's an organization, and they looked at retirement savings in 2019. They did a survey and they did equal amounts, men and women, all different ages. And I just pulled out 4 key things that came out of that survey. Now, of this survey, 21% of the people that responded had saved 250,000 or more, 21%. Let me say it a different way. Only 21% of these respondents had saved over 250,000 or more. That's more than 80%. Now, there were all different ages, 59% of these respondents were over age 50. 59% of the people that responded were over age 50. So these were not young people, but they had not saved $250,000. Now, remember, let me keep going. Now, about half of these, 41%, were contributing 5% or less to retirement. 5% or less. 5% is a good amount if you're 21. I had a client that came to me right after they finished college. This client said, I'm just out of college. I'm starting my first job and I want to know, I got so many friends that messed up with money. I need somebody to guide me on what to do. I just want to make sure because I'm making a good salary. My first job out of college. And so we created a contract with this individual and they invested in themselves to hire me. I'm so proud of this client. I talk about this client all the time. And so the first thing that we looked at, this client was in the retirement savings plan, and this client was under 30 years old, of course, and they were contributing 5%. I said, the very first thing, I want you to go take that to 10%. And this client went, what? I said, go take it to 10%. Yell at me, holler at me, do anything you want to do. I want the pain to happen right now because that's the only pain you're going to feel is the shock of thinking I'm not going to get the money that I'm earning. I go, but you're going to get that and more. So go take it to 10%. That was this client's first assignment and they're under 30 years old. So will this client by the age of 50, if they stick to it, they'll be a millionaire. They'll be a millionaire easily, easily. Easily. Ask me what year I became a millionaire. Ask me what year. It was some years ago, a long time ago. Okay, now the last one that came out of this survey, 42% of them had a household income between 50,000 and 100,000. So we're not talking about people that are making minimum wage here. We're talking about people that have a very good household income. So they have an income, a very good income, but basically they're not contributing a lot. 250,000, that's nothing to sneeze at. But let's think about it. When you think about your life, I'm gonna stop the share just for a second. I'm gonna stop the share because I want you to see me. Let's see. Oh, I stopped the share. Hang on. Oh, hold on. Yeah, hold on just a second. Oh yeah, I did. I stopped the share. Good. When you have, I want you to think about your retirement savings like this mountain that we're climbing. Suppose, and when you're over here, you're getting ready to climb this mountain. And when you're over here, you're putting money into a retirement savings plan. And the longer you put in, the more money you put in, you're climbing this mountain. You're climbing this mountain. And the day you retire, you get to the top of the mountain. Now, you've got to come down that same mountain, the same amount of time that it took you to put it in. You need to come down that mountain, and you don't want to take it all out on day one. So the Bible says, with long life, I satisfy you. I'm assuming that each of you will walk away from the workforce and you will have 30 plus years to live in the name of Jesus after you walk away from the workforce, in the name of Jesus. So you need 30 years. This money needs to sustain you for 30 years. Now, you don't have to have 30 years worth right there. That's where the investing comes in, because you got 30 years to invest still. You got 30 years to take money out of this. So the more you can get on that upside, when you can put money in, get to the top of that mountain with a big amount. And then you can pull some off as you're in retirement and still come down that mountain. Still invest. That's where when I teach my 21 days of stock market investing class, people go, am I too old? I go, no, 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 no. The closer you are to retirement, number one, you have more time to do it, and you need to know how to invest, because you got this money that you want to last you and to last your generations after you. So no, it is never too late to learn to invest, because this is where, you need to really know how to invest to make that money. Remember, you got 30 years. So $250,000 for 30 years. If you're making $100,000 a year, that's 2.5 years of what you made, but that needs to last you 30 years. So that's where I say 21% having saved 250,000 or more, only 21%. That's not enough. That's not enough. Because I'm going to pray that, if you, like I, found that you wanted to spend your time doing what the Lord has called you to do, I want you to be able to walk away from the workforce sooner than later. That makes sense? Okay, good deal. Now, I want to share one more thing with you. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. I'm going to put a link here. Let's see if I can put a link in the comments here. And I'm going to ask a survey of you. I want to ask you these same questions. It's anonymous. Money Reverse 401k survey. Okay, let's see if that link works. If not, I'll post it in the comments after. Yeah, I see that it works. So I want to hear from you. This was some other people that I didn't know. This is an anonymous survey. I am not going to ask you your name, your anything. It's just, I think it's 4 questions, and it is these same questions. Are you saving in a retirement savings? How much are you saving? I'm just asking those same questions because I want to know this information for those people that are my audience, so that I can prepare to share information that's beneficial for you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So if you can do that anytime, you can do it anytime. So I'm going to ask to hear from you on this exact same thing. So it's anonymous, and you can just share with me. It's these same questions. That's all. Now, I want to also tell you about, you say, Carolyn, yeah, I'll do your survey, but I really want some more information from you. Let me tell you about some services that I have in this space. Some services that I have in this space. I do all of these in one-on-one engagements. So that's why you never see them posted out here, because I'm signing contracts with individuals and we're doing these engagements together. On the left here is retirement planning. Remember when I said part of what you want to do is to confirm and understand your retirement plans? What do you see happening on that time? And this is where we sit down and we go through retirement planning. What does retirement look like? At what age do you want to retire? What is your spending going to look like in retirement? What's your benefits going to look like? Let's talk about insurance. Let's talk about your demise. Basically, we come up with what retirement looks like for you and what's the numbers associated with that. There was one financial commercial that had this huge number. They were advertising this huge number, and it would just roll across the screen. And that's the number that you needed for retirement. That's what we do in this session. We go through your specific plans and we come up with what that number looks like. Because when I say just get started, don't worry about it, you don't need to worry about it right now. Just get started. Because this is going to become more and more refined the closer you get to retirement. But I need you to know how much you're going to need for the lifestyle that you're planning. Because then we can say, how do we take what you have right now and get to this amount in the next 30 years. So when you come up with, especially my clients that I help to build portfolios, we need this. We know what we're shooting for. And then every year we say we need to make this amount on that money. That's why it's good to have that lump sum so that you have something to invest and you can set your investment goals based on that. So that is one engagement that I have. It's called retirement planning. That's one engagement. And then on the right-hand side, retirement savings tutor. I think this is more relevant to us right here today. With retirement savings tutor, if you are in a retirement savings plan and you don't know anything about it, you go to the site and you look at all of the information, and they're giving you all these pie charts, and they're giving you this whole list of things and all of these rules, and here's what they contribute. You have to pick this, you have to pick that. And then you have to pick the investments in which they go in the stock market. You have to pick all of that, but you go, I have no clue about what to do with that. The only thing I'm doing is what they put me in the beginning. The retirement savings tutor is where I put all of that to rest, because I work with you with your retirement savings plan. I never sign on to your account. I just ask you for key information, and I have resources to access what services they're offering to you by that company, because I've done this for a lot of companies. I know what plans they're offering, and I come and I educate you. I give you a report that's detailed, that explains your retirement savings plan. It explains the investment opportunities that you have inside your plan. I give you an exercise where we understand what you're trying to do in retirement, and we also understand your investing personality. So then we match you up to what your plan offers, and then I make suggestions of what you should be picking in your retirement savings plan so that you can get the best returns that you can. So basically, this is a one-on-one engagement to get you so in tune with your retirement savings plan that you will be teaching all of your fellow employees, because I'm doing it about that company's plan. And I've done this with so many companies. There's a good chance that if you work for a major corporation, I know all about your plan, because I've gone in the back door to look at all investments that they offer, and I've recommended it to my clients. So this is called a retirement savings tutor. Now, one of the questions, and these are two services that I offer in this space, and I have clients right now that I'm working with both of these. And one of my clients that I did the retirement savings tutor on, he got up, and he was telling everybody, I have never made this amount of money in my retirement savings plan before. Last year, I lost X amount of money. This year, I made all of that back and then some. Now, that happened last year, in which we had a gangbuster stock market. So he came to me at the right time, because I said, this is what the market's doing. Let's put you in here. And he was boasting and telling everybody about the money that he made in his plan, which that's great. So those are two services that I offer. And so in part of the last question in that survey, to say, if you want more information about any of those services, just put your email in that survey. And so with that, I will then get some information to you specifically, because this is a one-on-one engagement. This isn't a group class. I don't teach this as a group class. I might think about it, but because it's so personal and it's about your plan and your retirement, and I want you to be able to talk to me, these are one-on-one engagements. So, and of course, the one-on-one engagement costs a little bit more than the group classes. That's why I like to do group classes, but I promise you it will be worth it. So now, that's all that I have for today. I am available to answer all of your questions. So if you have questions with anything, I'm going to put my glasses on, and then I am going to say, see if I can answer your questions. Wow, I see a lot of y'all here. Wow. Hey, everybody. Hey. Yeah, I see some people say, I've never heard of National 401k Day, but all of that to say is now you have. Thank God for Money Reverse. I love it when I educate people. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I see someone said, my husband's in a retirement savings, but I'm not in. If you want to get in a retirement savings, I know the individual that posted this, and I think you're an entrepreneur. So an IRA would work perfect for you, an individual IRA. You know, if you're a self-employed, or, you know, if your company doesn't offer one, you can do one too. And even if you're not working, but your spouse is, you can open a spousal IRA. Isn't that crazy? Because one thing about opening an IRA is that you have to have earned income. You have to have earned income. You have to be making money. Okay, let's see, 1% every year. That's good. Yeah, I think if you can plan to take your contributions up 1% each year, it's going to not be painful. The painful part should be, oh, it's time to take my contributions up 1%. That's the only pain you're going to see. That's the only pain. It's just the thought that you are going to be getting less in your paycheck. It's not going to be painful. I promise you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see here. I see lots of people watching. Wow. Look who was up. One of you were up 9%. That is great. That is great. Now, sometimes if you bump your retirement savings up, have any of you ever bumped your retirement savings up to say, I want to contribute, 15%, 10%, and then the company knocks you back down and say, you can't contribute that much? If that's ever happened to you, type in the chat and say, yeah, that's happened to me. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now, one thing that I want you to do, I want you to really see the retirement savings, if at all possible. I know this happens and it's not all it wasn't your plan, but I want you to not take money out of the retirement savings, if at all possible. If at all possible. I do not want you to see this as an ATM. This is not an ATM. I want you to put your money there, and I need you to leave it there for 30 years, because your investments are only going to grow when they compound on each other. So I know hardship happens and we have to go in, but I want that to be your last resort. I've talked to people that were using this as an ATM. Every year they just go draw money out. It's like, oh yeah, well, I got that money over there. Stop it. Stop it. This is for a specific purpose. So now, if hardship, I get it. I get it if you just have to, but if there's any way you can tough through it and not take money out of this account on a regular basis, it's going to benefit you in the long run, because it's going to be harder to catch up and to get that back the older you get. So hardship, I get it, but I want you to think this is the last resort. This is not an ATM. If you're constantly going and getting money out of your retirement savings, please let this be a day in which you say, I'm going to stop that practice. I'm going to really think about me and my family down the line, so that I am not some of those that are living at the poverty level when I get in retirement. I worked all my life, and then when I get to retirement, I'm at poverty level because my only income I have is Social Security. And if Social Security is the only income you have, you're going to be very close to the poverty level. That's just the way the system works. It's not made to take care of you. It's not made for that. It should be, but it's not. It's just been robbed over the years. Okay, let's see. Yes. Just increase your contribution to 10%, contributing 401k and a Roth. Perfect. You are great. Yeah. Now I am going to say, everybody, take this, share this information with your children. Share this information with your children. If you have children that are of working age, share this with them. Tell them, baby, just get started. Just get started. Just start with 5%. Just start with 3%. Have them just get started. Because let me tell you what happens with savings. Savings it's addictive. It's addictive. There's something that happens when you start to see that you've saved money. There is such a pride that comes in you that you just want to keep it up. It's like, oh, that was a good feeling. So I just need them to see some money in savings and know that they're doing that. And it becomes addictive. Pretty soon you start to protect it. No, I'm not going in my savings for that. Now also I have to teach my stock trading group to really curb that back so that it doesn't become a trophy, because savings can also become a trophy. And with my stock traders, as they're building a portfolio, I have to say, let's talk about what this portfolio is for. If it's for your retirement, if it's for your income, otherwise it becomes a trophy. So we have to stay in balance. Staying in middle ground is very important. But I'm going to tell you, if you have children that are at the age in which they're working on a job and that job has a retirement savings account, a plan available for them and they're not in it, can you just be a good parent and share this information with them? Even if you just tell them, just say, baby, get started. Yeah, I know you don't know a lot about it. Just trust me. Trust me. Let's talk about this next year on 401k day. But I want you to just get started. And next year on 401k day, let's talk about how much money you have there. Okay. So do that. If you are a young person or if you are not in a program right now, let's get started. Let's get started. I'd love to have something to talk to you about. I'd love to have something to share with you. And when we see the stock market going in places in which you see an opportunity to grow, which it is right now, you have money set aside in which you can invest, because that's your responsibility, is to invest the money that's there. And that's what we talk about in the Retirement Savings Tutor. Okay. That's all that I have. Short and sweet lesson. I'm going to see if there's any other questions that I missed. If I missed your question, then go ahead and type it in the comments. Okay. Need help with your 401k and retirement. Okay. Now, if you want some help with that, click the survey link that I put here. And the last question asks that, to say, if you want that, put your email information here, and I'll email you some specific information on how we can do a one-on-one engagement. It's definitely worth it. This one-on-one engagement is going to teach you, you're going to learn about your plan, but you're going to get so many nuggets of information that you can take this to any plan. The information is the same. It's just that the company is going to be different. The investments are going to be different, but all of the things that I teach you about what these mutual funds do and what, how much you should allocate to them, you can take that to any retirement savings plan. Okay, good deal. If this has been helpful to you, can you just say, this has been helpful? I need feedback. I do. Somebody came to me and said, Carolyn, oh my God, you do so much information for free for people. How do you do that? I go, because I want feedback. I want feedback. And so if you know me, I love the heart. So if you give me some hearts, oh my God, I probably will tear up. So yeah, I just love that you're learning. This is what God has called me to do. And when you do what God has called you to do, there is such a good feeling that comes with that you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So, okay. So again, any questions that you have, and if you're here with me live and have questions later, you can post them later. Just find this post, share it out, and post your questions. And then if you're watching this on the replay, or if somebody, oh, look at all the hearts. Oh my God, thank you. I told you I'd tear up. Oh, thank you. Oh my goodness, y'all. Oh my goodness. Oh, I told you I would tear up. I'm sorry. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Oh, I don't know why I like those hearts like that. I do. But if you want to share this on your timeline, if you're watching this on the replay because somebody shared it, then post your questions here. Oh, look, I'm sorry. I'm tearing up, y'all. I'm sorry. So Stop it now. Stop it, because I need to be dignified and close out this session. Look, I told y'all I would tear up. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have told y'all that. Okay, so that's all I have. I'm going to say happy National 401k Day to everybody. And when you share this out, tell people to say, watch at the end because she cries. Wait till the end. She cries at the end talking about 401k. So, okay, I'm going to say have a great day, everybody. Happy National 401k Day. And if you have any questions, post them here. And if you have not liked my Money Reverse page, now is the time to do that. Have a great day, everybody.